Imagine waking up suddenly at 5 a.m. Your phone is flooded with urgent messages, back-to-back meetings, calls from investors, reports showing millions of dollars in losses, and employees waiting for one decision from you that could change the future of an entire company. But here's the twist. You are not just an ordinary person today. You are forced to think like Elon Musk for the next 72 hours. You don't have his money, you don't have his fame, you don't have his power. But you do have the one thing that created all of it, his mindset. At first, you probably imagine the life of billionaires as luxury, private jets, and expensive dinners every night. But the reality is completely different. Because the first thing you would notice is that Elon Musk's mindset operates more like a machine that never stops. Every minute matters. Every decision has a cost. Every wasted hour feels like a loss. Between running massive companies, space projects, electric cars, artificial intelligence, and endless crises, Elon Musk has lived under a level of pressure that would break most people. At certain points in his life, he even slept inside factories, on the floor, next to workers, simply because he didn't want to waste time driving home. Now imagine living like that. There is no off button, no real vacation. Even while eating, your mind keeps working. But the real question is, how can one person survive this kind of pressure without collapsing? The answer is not just intelligence. It's the way he sees the world. Most people think about safety first. A stable paycheck, a quiet home, a predictable life. But Elon Musk thinks differently. While most people ask, how can I live comfortably? He asks, how can I change the future of humanity? And that difference is enormous. When electric cars looked like a terrible business idea, he risked nearly all his money to save Tesla. When the world believed space exploration belonged only to governments, he built SpaceX. And every time he failed, the world laughed at him. Rockets exploded, billions were lost, companies stood on the edge of collapse. At one point, he was extremely close to losing everything. Imagine that feeling, watching years of work fall apart in front of you, while the entire world watches your failure. Most people would quit, but he didn't. And this is where the most dangerous part of Elon Musk's mindset begins. He does not see failure as the end. He sees it as part of the process. Every disaster becomes new data. Every loss becomes a lesson. Every collapse becomes an opportunity to rebuild stronger. But if you were forced to live with this mindset for only 72 hours, you would discover something terrifying. It is not as glamorous as the internet makes it look. Because success at that level comes with an enormous price. Lack of sleep, constant stress, relentless risk, mental pressure, and the feeling that if you slow down for even a moment, the world will move ahead without you. Even rest turns into thinking. Even conversations become problem-solving sessions. And this is where most people break. Because human beings naturally crave comfort. We crave stability. We crave safety. But Elon Musk's mindset depends on something completely different. Moving through chaos. Making massive decisions despite fear. Accepting the possibility of public failure. Continuing forward while everyone else calls you crazy. And honestly, this may be why so few people ever reach extraordinary levels of success. Not necessarily because they are smarter, but because they can endure pressures that most people cannot survive. But now comes the biggest question. Is massive success truly worth this kind of life? Do wealth, influence, and power really compensate for constant psychological pressure? Or is there a moment when ambition becomes more expensive than peace itself? Maybe that's why millions of people dream about becoming like Elon Musk, but only a few are willing to live the reality behind the success. And in the end, perhaps the real lesson is not to become Elon Musk, but to learn one thing from the way he thinks. Most of the limits in our lives exist inside our own minds. And sometimes, a person can completely change their life the moment they stop thinking about the size of their fears and start thinking about the size of their vision.